Students, families, counselors, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for this Virginia Virtual College Fair for all Virginia students. A few housekeeping items before we begin with this evening's program. First and foremost, this program is set up in a virtual 6x6 format, which means each of the institutions will be presenting their information for about 6 minutes and then handing it off to the next institution. At the very end, we'll have some open time for some general questions that we'll discuss as well. Throughout this session, you are encouraged to ask questions via the Q&A button that you see on your screen. You do not need to wait for that institution that is presenting to ask questions of that institution. So if you have any questions for Seton Hall, you can ask those questions the entire time of the session, and Seton Hall can get back to you. If you have general questions, you're welcome to submit those generally. If you have questions that are specific to an institution, we ask that you indicate that in your question. So you can ask a general question like, everyone, tell me about your basketball program. Or you can say, hey, University of Mary Washington, tell me about your biology program. A little bit more specific, that way University of Mary Washington will respond specifically. As a reminder, your camera and your microphone are turned off. The panelists cannot see or hear you. So any questions you have, type them in right there through that Q&A. We encourage you to check out the rest of the sessions. We are doing this 6x6 virtual college fair in Virginia for the next 3 weeks. Strivescan.com/Virginia, the same place you went to register. You can check out the next groupings that are happening next week and the next few weeks. We are also doing panel presentations after that. That is colleges presenting on a topic like the essay or about admission interviews, transfer tips. All of those sessions can also be found at strivescan.com/Virginia. And recordings of all of these 6x6s will be posted very quickly up there as well. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Luis from University of Delaware. This is our schedule for today's program. We're in the bottom right corner. University of Delaware is going to kick it off at the first few minutes. So here you go, Luis. Go ahead and grab screen share from me.
Awesome. And if I can just get a thumbs up from someone in on screen to make sure that I've.
Yeah, looks good.
All right, awesome.
All right, thanks.
Thank you guys so much for spending your evening with us. I appreciate it. I'll go ahead and get started pretty quickly. The important part about Delaware and what I want to emphasize is our location. When you think of the University of Delaware located in Newark, Delaware, you don't think that we are actually close to any major cities, but in fact, we are within a 2-hour radius of 4 major metropolitan cities, which is a great opportunity to expand outside of the classroom for our students. With that being said, all 4 of those major metropolitan cities are attainable pretty easily through public transit, through SEPTA, which is the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority, or through Amtrak, Greyhound, or Megabus. And we have an Amtrak station right there on campus for our students to take a train into New York for a weekend trip, or down to DC for some walking down through the Smithsonian and things like that. And not to mention that our freshmen are allowed to have vehicles on campus. So going down to the beach, down at Lewis Beach, is an easy 45-minute drive as well. The abundant amount of screen space, we are a suburban type campus, very, very colonial-esque. We were established back in 1743, and you can see that in some of our architecture. A lot of red brick, white pillars, very classic architecture on our campus, and lots of areas for our students to do breakout study sessions. And for us, we have an extremely long campus. We have North Campus, which is where you'll see our upperclassmen dorms, as well as our Courtyard Marriott that is home to our nationally recognized hospitality and management program. And then this is East Campus, right in the middle. You will see a lot of your freshman and sophomore classes in this area. Off to the right here, off picture, you'll see a lot of our labs when it comes to our STEM programs and things of that nature. On campus, we have 1 major dining hall and 3 sub-dining halls. 2 of those are student centers with opportunities to pick more than 5 or 6 different locations within the actual area. I like to call it old school shopping mall food courts is what I compare them to. The great thing about our campus is that it's also split by Main Street. So Main Street on our campus is splits North and East Campus, and that's where you'll find a lot of mom and pop boutiques and restaurants, along with some larger corporation restaurants and things of that nature as well. One thing that I'm extremely proud of is what my staff and myself have put together this past summer for you guys. We actually did a roadmap for you. you can actually go to udel.edu/college prep, and it actually breaks down the entire application process with us. Uh, You'll see planning for senior year. We are test optional. We have left that on there for future classes and things like that, but we are completely test optional. You can explore our majors on there. I think the more important part is writing your essay. The essay this year is going to be so much more important, especially with schools going test optional. It gives you an opportunity to really figure out some hints and tips on writing that. And then the self-reported academic record. A lot of larger state institution, flagship institutions like Delaware have switched over to the SRAR. And right here, we actually offer you opportunities to watch tutorials via YouTube that we've put together as well. And as you can see, it literally takes you step by step throughout your college process with us. But you can also use the self-reported academic record tutorials for other schools as well, because the SRAR is very similar to the Common and Coalition app. You fill it out once and then submit it to the other schools. The University of Delaware, we are a flagship Research One institution, meaning we do have a strong focus in our STEM, but being the only flagship school in the state of Delaware, we also offer a lot of programs within the humanities or social sciences, the health sciences, education, social work, business and economics. So we have a wide variety of different programs on our campus. The reason why I show this slide is because we would love for you to go check out our major finder. On there, it gives a description of every major that we have, sample curriculum. It also gives career outcomes and different clubs and organizations that you can partake in within that major on our campus. The Honors College, it is one of our 9 academic colleges on our campus, and it stands on 3 pillars: challenge, enrichment, and community. And probably my favorite pillar that it stands on is the enrichment portion of it. Throughout, with your senior capstone project, you're actually able to do some undergraduate research that the university will help you fund with up to $2,500. That application is separate from the Common and Coalition Act. Our Scholars and Fellows program, it is programs that allows our students to take their learning outside of the classroom. We have a wide variety of them, ranging from more of the social aspect of it, like our Social Engagements Fellows program, our Disability and Resources Fellowship program. The new one this year is our Climate Fellows, and I find that one extremely amazing, especially since that is probably the biggest fight that we have in our world today is climate change. The probably more well-known one is our World Scholars Program. The University of Delaware, we were the first school in the entire United States to implement the study abroad program back in 1923, and we've evolved that into an actual academic program that you would actually, your first semester of freshman year, you'd be living in Spain, Greece, Italy, or New Zealand and studying there for the first semester. And then you return back to your spring semester and work with our ELI students, which is our English Language Institute, and you'll actually help international students acclimate themselves to our campus. And that is about it for my time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out in the Q&A. And this is also my email. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Luis, for sharing that information. Next up, as you'll see, we're in the bottom right-hand corner. We're doing Marshall University. So as Alyssa grabs screen share from me, I'm going to remind you to use that Q&A button. You can send your questions to the colleges at any point, not just when they're presenting, and the colleges will work to answer the question throughout the duration of the evening. Alyssa, go ahead and grab screen share from me here.
All right.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
Awesome. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Alyssa Hager, and
Alyssa, we
I'm
do see your slide. You're in preview mode still.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry
of
about
course.
that. Okay. Awesome. There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Alyssa Hager, and I am a recruitment coordinator here at Marshall University. So just a little bit about Marshall. We are located in Huntington, West Virginia, right on the Ohio River. And we are a mid-sized university. So we have about 13,000 students. And you get all of the perks of a bigger school, but you also get all the perks of a smaller school as well. So in terms of that bigger school aspect, we are a Division I athletic school. So you do get free access to all the games on campus. And then we are an R2 research institution. So basically what that means is that you get a lot of opportunities for research. And that's for undergraduate students and also graduate students. In terms of that smaller size aspect of our campus is laid out in the middle of the city. So the campus is actually placed in the middle and the city runs around us. And this is our campus right behind me. And it only takes about 15 minutes to get from one side of campus to the other, 10 if you're running really fast. And in terms of class size, so we have a 19-to-1 staff student ratio. And that means about 50% of your classes will have fewer than 20 students in them. So you definitely get a lot of one-on-one time with professors. So a little bit about why I chose Marshall. So I'm actually an alumni. I graduated from Marshall in 2017 with my bachelor's in public communication. And I actually began Marshall by joining the speech and debate team. And I developed those relationships with professors before I came to Marshall. And they reached out to me, made me feel really at home. And then once I became a Marshall student, I realized how impactful the community is here. So if you get a chance to come and visit our campus, we are doing tours right now, virtual and in person, and you'll definitely get to see what Marshall's all about. So Marshall is made up of 8 colleges. So we have our College of Arts and Media, and that does include things like graphic design and journalism. Lewis College of Business. So a fun fact about our School of Business is that it is ranked in one of the top 5 best business schools in the country. We also just received a $25 million donation from one of our alumni, Brad Smith, who's the CEO of TurboTax. So we're looking to build a brand new business complex in the next couple of years. For our College of Education and Professional Development, Marshall actually started out as a teaching college back in 1837, and we've been doing that ever since, so we have a lot of really great programs. College of Health Professions is our largest college at Marshall, and that includes everything from athletic training, physical therapy. We also have a physical therapy school at Marshall, nursing programs, and things like dietetics and social work as well. Our College of Engineering and Computer Science, Marshall has aviation engineering, electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering. We also offer majors like cybersecurity as well. Our College of Liberal Arts, which I'm a little biased because that's where I graduated from, that includes things like communication studies, communication disorders, and political science. And then our College of Science includes all of those pre, so pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-pharmacy, and pre-veterinarian. And Marshall also has a med school and a pharmacy school. And University College is reserved for those students who aren't quite sure what they want to do yet, and that's totally okay because you're 18 and you don't know exactly what you want to do whenever you're grown up 5 years from now. So this is something that you'll be put in and they'll help you find a major by your sophomore year. So these are our admission requirements. We offer 2 options. You can do a 2.0 GPA with a 19 ACT or a 990 SAT, a 3.0 with a 16 ACT or an 880 SAT, and we are test optional as of now. So these are our admission requirements, and that includes a completed application, an application fee, your transcript, and a copy of your SAT or ACT scores. These are our merit-based scholarships. This is one of a couple options for scholarship options at Marshall. So any of these that you see right here are going to be granted to you, whichever category you fall under, for up to 4 years at Marshall. So this is something you don't have to apply to. And these will be awarded to you every year for 4 years. We also have a scholarship portal, and you can access that through our website. And all you have to do is just fill out one application, and it will show you which of the scholarships out of the 300 that we have that are private that you're eligible for. I also like to mention our Jaeger Scholarship. It's one of the few scholarships left in the country that covers all tuition, books, everything related to anything being a student at Marshall's campus. We also offer career services, tutoring. We have our writing center and counseling center. Marshall definitely values mental health here on campus. We have a 24-hour counseling service. Also, we have an advising. So every single semester, you'll meet with an advisor to make sure that you're staying on track. And then we also have a help center. So Marshall's Help Center is for students with learning disabilities. We also have a great autism service program. It's one of the best in the country. And then student health is something I really like to mention to students. And that's where we give you free healthcare whenever you come at Marshall. So that's just a little bit about what Marshall represents. And if you need to contact me, my name is Alyssa Hager, and my email address is hager, Hager, 135 at marshall.edu. So like I said, just feel free to contact me through my email address. And like I said, we are offering in-person tours right now. So this is a good opportunity. If you want to ask questions in the chat, we're definitely available to answer those. We offer tours Monday through Friday. We offer 4 options, and we are making sure that all of that is going to be safe. So we're adhering to those guidelines as well. But I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen and hand it over to the next presenter. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for sharing that information. Natalie, if you just want to grab screen share from here, feel free to for the next institution, which is University of Mary Washington. Students, as a reminder, throughout this session, you're encouraged to ask questions, use that Q&A. We've got a few that have come in already, so be sure to ask your questions at any point. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Natalie. Screen looks great. Thanks, Natalie.
Awesome. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Natalie Davis. I am an admissions counselor at the University of Mary Washington, but I'm also an alum there. So I'd love to share with you guys what it's like to be a student and also an admissions. University of Mary Washington is a 4-year public liberal arts and science university, and we are located in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is about 50 miles north of Richmond, Virginia, and 50 miles south of Washington, D.C. With this location, our students have really great opportunities for diverse internship, research, and job opportunities in all of those places. We were also founded in 1908, so we are a little bit on the older side of universities, but we were founded as an all-female teaching institution. Since then, we have adapted, added majors, changed, diversified our populations, and done a lot of things to kind of just adapt to the current world. So right now, Mary Washington has an undergraduate population of 4,200 students, which is kind of right in between a small and a medium-sized school. I like to call us medium size. Like I said, I went to UMW. I'm actually from the Tidewater area in Virginia, but we have students coming from all over the country and all over the world. We have students from 56 different countries and 40 different states. In Mary Washington, we love to offer a lot of different options to our students. So we have over 60 different academic areas of study, with our most popular majors being biology, psychology, business, education, the social sciences, and biology. We really want our students to be experts in the field that they're studying or their major, but also have the opportunity to be incredible speakers, writers, readers, and learn about just about anything that piques their interest. And that's kind of the perk of a liberal arts school. Because we are a smaller institution, our students have incredible interactive opportunities, both in and outside of the classroom. With an average class size of 19, you have a lot of opportunities for one-on-one interaction with your professors and your classmates. Students feel very comfortable engaging in the classroom and participating in the academic setting. The professors at UMW are incredible. I have firsthand experience of that, but they're so involved in making sure that our students are succeeding and getting connected to different opportunities that interest them. There are so many different options in Fredericksburg for students to participate in things. A lot of our students are involved in the local community, doing community service or different service projects, but you can also participate in research opportunities. You can explore your interests a little further in Fredericksburg. I like to say that college is your launching point. It's a period of time of trial and error in your college career. And you have the opportunity at Mary Washington to really figure out what you're interested in, what you want to study, find your voice and find those passions of yours. At Mary Washington, we are so thankful for the way that our community and our family has been built, but we really want to give you the chance to figure out what that looks like for you. A few ways we do that is through our clubs and organizations. We have over 150 different clubs and organizations at Mary Washington. So there's just about something for everyone. If you are looking for something, we probably have it. A few really cool clubs that we have an alternative service break club, Best Buddies. We have 24 different multicultural and diverse clubs. We have club and intramural sports, botany club, sustainability club. So there are a lot of different options for you. Another really cool way to find your people at Mary Washington is through athletics. We're Division III in the Capital Athletic Conference. And what I always tell students is if you're interested in playing a sport in college, make sure that you are contacting coaches. They want to hear from you as much as you want to hear from them. So make sure to reach out to them. Another really cool experiential learning component at Mary Washington is our study abroad program. We have a Center for International Education that can help navigate any opportunity that you might be interested in. But we are in 54 different countries and we have 157 different programs. So if you want to go there, we are probably sending students there. For our application at Mary Washington, we are on both the Common App and have our own Mary Washington specific application. You only need to choose one of those. You don't need to do both. So whichever you would rather do, go for it. There is a fee associated with the Common App, but I put a fee waiver on this slide so that you do not have to pay for it. I don't think anyone should have to pay for a college application, so feel free to use that. We are also test optional at Mary Washington, so that means that we do not require SAT or ACT scores. It is completely up to you. We know that no one got the opportunity to take these tests, so you are not going to be compared to a student that chooses to submit those scores, and you will still be eligible for merit scholarship without those scores. So if you guys want to find out more information about our application, feel free to scan that QR code on the screen. It'll give you a little bit more info. A few of our deadlines to note. So November 1st, that's our early decision deadline. That's a binding agreement. So you agree if you are accepted to Mary Washington, you will be attending. Early action, November 15th, that's non-binding. So that is just to figure out a little bit earlier if you need more merit scholarship. And then February 1st, that is our regular decision deadline. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. We would love to keep in contact with you, so feel free to reach out to us. That is our contact information on the screen. There's another QR code on this slide as well to find out who your personal admissions counselor is with UMW. But we are doing in-person tours and different things like that, so feel free to come and visit us.
Great. Thank you so much, Natalie, for sharing that information. Next up, we've got Seton Hall University. So Jenna, feel free to grab screen share from me as I fill some time and remind you all how to ask your questions. Use that Q&A and send them to specific colleges or to general colleges. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Seton Hall.
Okay, thank you.
We can still see your preview of your slides as well. There you go.
Okay,
You're
perfect.
good.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenna DeSembrino, and I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions at Seton Hall University. Seton Hall is a private Jesuit university located in South Orange, New Jersey, which is just 30 minutes, 30 minutes outside of New York City. We are home to about 6,200 undergraduate students, with 55% being female and 45% being male. We have students from all 50 states as well as 70 different countries and a diversity rate of 45%. Our average class size is 21 with a student to faculty ratio of 14:1. We offer 90 plus majors and programs which fall within the schools and colleges that you can see on the bottom right-hand side. To highlight a few, our Stillman School of Business has been counted among U.S. News and World Report's best undergraduate business programs. Our School of Communication and Arts houses our nationally ranked college radio station, as well as one of the top college newspapers. Our School of Health and Medical Science has a partnership with Hackensack Meridian Health, which is the largest healthcare network provider in New Jersey. So this partnership provides a lot of opportunities for our students. This school also houses our dual degree programs that allow students to obtain a bachelor's and a master's within a 5 or 6 year time frame. And then our School of Diplomacy and International Relations has an exclusive alliance with the UN, which allowed the UN to help us craft our curriculum. All of these schools and colleges focus on hands-on learning, so students will have the opportunity to work in a mock stock room, a market research center, a mock OR room, as well as study abroad, and do many other different things. Not only do we focus a lot on hands-on learning, but we promote the importance of internships. We have a 12-member career staff that helps our students obtain internships throughout their whole time at Seton Hall. We are ranked 4th in the nation for providing the most internships for our students. And as you can see on the screen, some of our students have interned at Prudential, Google, the DEA, CNN, ESPN, the NBA, Prudential, The Tonight Show, as well as the UN. All our hands-on experience as well as our internships allow our students to have a 92% employment rate 6 months post-graduation and 50% higher mid-career earnings. In terms of what's new on our campus, our Interprofessional Health Sciences campus just opened up in 2018. This campus has the partnership with Hackensack Meridian Health, the largest healthcare network in New Jersey, as I mentioned before. So this provides a lot of opportunities for our students. We also have the Buccino Leadership Institute, which has been ranked as the #1 leadership program for the past 5 years. And this leadership program is being used to build programs across all of our different colleges. And then in terms of campus life, we have over 150 clubs and organizations. We have 14 NCAA Division I teams, our most well-known one being our men's basketball team. We have 25 plus clubs and intramural sport teams that about 50% of our students participate in. We have 22 Greek organizations. And then we also like to highlight that we are 14 miles away from New York City. In terms of applying to Seton Hall, we have 2 early action deadlines, which are non-binding. The first being November 15th and the second December 15th. Then our regular decision deadlines are February 1st and March 1st. We are going test optional this year, so feel free to apply as test optional if you wish. We do highlight that the FAFSA deadline is November 1st and our special scholarship deadline is January 15th. We are offering virtual and in-person campus tours, so we would love for you to visit us, whether that be virtually or in person. You can do so by registering on our website. I also provided my email on the screen in case you were to have any questions. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to also answer some in the chat now.
All right, thank you so much, Jenna, for sharing this information. And last but not least, we have Germanna Community College. So I'm going to invite my colleague from Germanna to grab the screen share from me. And as they are doing so, a reminder that you send your questions in through that Q&A, and then we'll have some time at the end for some open questions as well. So Carly, everything looks great. Feel free to go ahead and kick it off.
Sorry, y'all. Couldn't find my buttons. We can see the screen?
Yes, we can. Looks good.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Carly Pappas. I am one of the college recruiters at Germanna. We are a community college located in Fredericksburg, Virginia, so we're right next to Mary Washington. We have a great partnership with them. We do serve Caroline County, Culpeper, Fredericksburg, King George, Madison, Orange, Spotsylvania, Stafford, but we're also online, so you don't necessarily have to live in one of our localities to take classes with us. Really, you could be anywhere in the world and take courses with us. We've decided for the remainder of fall and even our spring semester, we will remain physically closed and continue to offer our services and our classes virtually online. We love Zoom right now. But some programs I like to highlight, we have a lot of great different college transfer programs for you. We do have about 45 different transfer partners here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we have this great thing called the Guaranteed Admissions Agreements. So as long as you meet their criteria, their deadlines, and you graduate with your associate's degree from us, you have a guaranteed yes to move over to that institution of your choice. Now, we always suggest to reach out to that institution's transfer admissions office, ask those specific questions, as some programs are not encompassed in the Guaranteed Admissions Agreement. Some programs might be nursing, dental hygiene, music, dance, theater, business, and engineering. So if you know one of those is what you want to do when you do transfer to a four-year, please ask those questions to that particular institution first, as they are experts in their own program. As I mentioned earlier, we're also #1 in University of Mary Washington transfers, since they're right down the road from us. We send tons and tons of students to them every single semester. And we do have a couple opportunities for students to take class with both us and Mary Washington at the same time. So if you're interested in that, you know you want to attend Mary Washington at some point, just get in touch with your academic advisor and they can help you through that process. Lastly, I think most importantly, we're about 1/3 of the cost of most Virginia four-year public schools. Especially in this time, saving every penny and dime is really important. We always suggest for students, please fill out the FAFSA. If you're a senior right now, please start applying for scholarships. There's millions and millions of dollars unclaimed every single year, and it's not just based off your academics in high school. You could create a piece of art, you could write a letter to a veteran. You could be 5'4", like my twin sister. There's a lot of different ways to get free money to help pay for your education. And you should be doing this until you graduate with that final degree. So if you want to be a PhD, please apply to scholarships until you have that PhD. We also have a brand new program that we're super excited about. It's called College Everywhere. This is 100% online, so if you love online education, and I know we all do, this might be the program for you because it's also an accelerated degree option. Typically, an associate's degree is about 2 years, and really this is usually the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree. But with this program, you can complete it in 1 full year. Not going to lie, pretty intense, but very rewarding at the end. All of these programs are designed to transfer to an institution of your choice, mostly here in the Commonwealth, Virginia. So we have our business administration, college transfer, which hits all your general education classes, and then about 15 credit hours of coursework. You can choose whatever we offer at Germanna. So especially if you have no idea what you want to do, and that is perfectly fine, you can take intro to business, intro to engineering, whatever floats your boat, to kind of decide, hey, is this what I want to do? Or, whoa, that is not what I wanted to do in the first place. We also have cybersecurity and IT. And lastly, healthcare, which is our pre-BSN specialization. This does help you get some of those prerequisites done in order to apply to a BSN program at a 4-year of your choice. And then lastly, we do offer career and professional training. We have apprenticeship programs like HVAC, electrical, plumbing, asphalt technician, and welding, just to name a few. These typically last between 2 to 4 years long, and it's a learn and earn program. So after your first semester, which would be core crafts, gives you the basic skills to walk into any of these apprenticeship programs. We place you with a community partner. You then are learning and earning at the same time. Upon completion of that program, you receive that credential, and then you're workforce ready. Most of the time, the community partner we place you with will hire you full-time, so it's a win-win situation for everyone. And then lastly, how to get started at Germanna. It's a quick application. It's located on our website. Takes you about 15 to 20 minutes. We ask for your personal information, highest level education you've completed so far, and then the program that you're most interested in. And it's that simple. There's no GPA requirements, there's no application fees, and there's no deadlines. So whenever you're ready to take that step, you could do it tonight, you could do it tomorrow, you could do it a year from now. There are no deadlines to start at Germanna. Some other programs I'd like to mention that we offer, we do have a nursing program, a physical therapist assistant program, and a dental assisting. Hopefully 2022 will have dental hygiene. These are selective admissions, which means you would spend a semester doing the prerequisites, apply, hopefully get into the program, and then it's usually 2 years after that you would complete, and then you can go into the workforce and start working right away. But if you would like to know more information about Germanna, please go to germanna.edu, and we can actually have a one-on-one conversation via Zoom. So just book a time with me via my Calendly link, and I hope to see you guys soon.
All right, thanks so much. I'm now going to invite all my colleagues to turn their cameras on, and we're going to ask a few quick questions before we conclude today's session. First question that came in, what is your most favorite thing about your institution? So if you had to list one thing that's your most favorite, what is your most favorite thing about your institution? I'll start with Luis.
Thank you, Zach. I would definitely say the innovation that happens on campus. The interdisciplinary undergraduate research, you get to see students like a neuroscience major, a fashion design major, biomedical engineer major, and a nutrition major all working together to create different types of clothing for diabetic patients. Our Go Baby Go project partners up our mechanical engineer students with our fashion design students. and et cetera, and it goes down the line. So undergraduate research on Delaware's campus is more so than just a STEM program, and I really enjoy that about campus. And the state free tax.
Awesome. Let's go on to Alyssa at Marshall University. What is your most favorite thing about Marshall University?
Yeah, so we're actually located in southern West Virginia. So I definitely think that you get that southern hospitality. It's definitely a real thing. So you'll walk around campus and people will hold open doors for you and you'll get a lot of, hey y'all, how you're doing? And then when you walk into Starbucks, Karen will know your name and you'll know Karen's name. And I think that's a really great part about our community is that we're super tight knit. And again, it's a lot of that southern hospitality. So you do get treated like family and it's a very large and welcoming community. So I think that's my favorite part.
Awesome. Natalie, what's your favorite thing about University of Mary Washington?
Yeah, so going there, I have a lot of favorite things, but I would say my favorite is definitely those connections that you get with professors one-on-one. They are really on your team and they're really on your side. They can help you get those internships, those jobs you want. I even was really close with one of my professors in college and I walked her dog for her. So it was a really cool chance to kind of bond with her in that way. And then also she helped me get a job. So it was really helpful for me.
Excellent. Jenna, most favorite thing about Seton Hall?
Yeah, I would say our location is my most favorite thing. I think we are located in a very residential area, but we have New York City just 30 minutes away. So you really do get the best of both worlds.
Awesome. Carly, most favorite thing about Germanna Community College?
Oh, that's hard. I think it's the people. They're just so friendly, and it's really a family there. The janitorial staff. You guys have conversations every day, and it's very friendly. Also, being in Virginia, kind of southern, so you get the hey y'all, how you doing? I just love it.
Awesome. And other question, a piece of advice that you'll give to a senior that's starting their process. So what is one little nugget, one gem of advice that you're going to give the seniors watching this as they're starting their college search? I'll start with Luis.
Thank you, Zach. So I heard this from a colleague of mine and a colleague of ours, actually, that I respect very much. Rick Clark, director of undergraduate admissions at Georgia Tech, said this to students on a panel that I was on with him, and he said, be a high school student applying to college, not a college applicant. And especially in these trying times and things of that nature, and the stresses that it can be, remember to enjoy high school. This is your last senior year in high school. This is the last time the comfort of being at home is going to be there. So enjoy it while you have it.
Awesome. Alyssa, I'm going to go to you. Tips for the seniors.
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of pressure on seniors right now to not only fulfill their dreams, but a lot of times to fulfill their parents' dreams. But this is also the time in your life where you're separating from your family for the first time. And you're the one that's going to be taking those classes for the next 4 or 2 years, not your family. So I know that's kind of controversial, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're doing a major that you're happy with. So instead of maybe going the pre-med route and you want to do a theater major instead, don't be afraid to do that, because if that's something you're passionate about, it will pay off in the long run regardless.
Great. Natalie?
Yeah, I would definitely say get involved in college. The most successful students are those who are involved in other activities outside of the classroom. So join 10 clubs your freshman year and pick 3 that you really love. That is the best way you're going to find family at your school. That's the best way you're going to find friends, and really just be successful.
Great. Jenna?
Yeah, I would say take this time, really enjoy the chance to get to learn about all different colleges before you decide which one to join. And then in terms of application advice, I would say to really show your personality in your essay. We love reading them and getting to know about you. So really highlight everything in that.
Great. Carly, last but not least.
Um, Basically, just be true to yourself. This is your process, so own it. Personally, when I was going through this, I had my dream school in mind. That was my first college stop, and I hated it. I was really upset because I had dreamed for so many years that was going to be my college. And my last college, my least favorite on my list, it was my favorite. And I graduated from there, and I love it so much. So, you know, don't overlook those little things. It's your process. You do what you want, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Awesome. Thank you for all of this great words of advice. Counselors and college reps, thank you for sharing all of this information about your institution. Students, thank you for joining us to learn a little bit more about these institutions. As I mentioned earlier, we are doing this Virginia College Fairs for the next 3 weeks, this 6x6 model where you can hear from different institutions in a few hours at evening or during the day as well. So we encourage you to go to strivescan.com/Virginia to check out the full program of all of those 6x6 programs. And then in a few weeks, we are doing panel presentations talking about the essay and other great things as you're navigating the college search process and continuing to get your applications in. With that, we're going to thank you all for joining us tonight and have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.